Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And there's nothing more sexy than an empowered woman. Jamie Anderson's in the house. She's a writer, director, and you've got some great projects, right? That just come out?
Yes.
How are you? Tell us all about it.
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I love you guys so much.
Oh, we love you.
You guys are on point, man. You guys
Truth be told, it's because we ran into each other at Craig's the other night.
Craig, we love you.
Thanks for always welcoming us. And we're like, we planned this. Just kidding. We didn't really plan that.
No, yeah. And I was inspired by what you were wearing. So here I am.
I always say hashtag fashion speaks. And I just really appreciate all the time and talent you've shared with us in this community. Congratulations on the Hollywood Short Film Fest. This is a really big accomplishment.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's the Hollywood Comedy Short Film Festival. It's at the Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard. And it's our world premiere, so it's so exciting. And moreover, I'm thrilled that everyone who works so hard is getting recognized. So yeah.
I actually had the pleasure of seeing the film at the London at this secret sneak peek. But we have
VIP treatment.
We have a look that we're going to share with you right now.
Lady, you live in paradise.
Welcome to paradise. Welcome to paradise.
We're here. I'm going to be singing Oh Mio Babino Caro.
We all know you won't be contributing to the decorations.
Hi, guys. We're going to feed the homeless.
Did they bust them in? Did they cross the fence? Did they sneak into paradise?
You live in a Porsche?
Yeah. You got a problem with that?
They thought Mr. White would make people forget I'm Hispanic.
I'm beginning to think that none of this is normal.
Are you taking your meds?
Play that game called Pretend.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm fine. No one is fucking fine.
I love that.
It is absolutely, truly genius. The satirical social comedy laced through that is so, really unparalleled. And you do it in a way that is so humorous, but it's actually very tragic, too.
Yeah, totally.
This world of paradise and suburbia. So tell us what inspired this experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's about, paradise is a made-up place in this film. It's that elusive place everyone's trying to get to. And the people in this town, want you to conform to their methods, and they don't want you to feel. So they're all drinking, they're taking magic pills, they're doing whatever it takes to numb out. And I think
Also like the real world.
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Sounds like Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is the highest antidepressants in the country. And it's very much in that kind of fantasy land of trying to be happy.
Yeah, I think it's everywhere, and whether it's substances or your phone or whatever it is, and so you're right. It's deep tragedy. I mean, this woman is on the brink of a nervous breakdown, but people don't want to hear it. They just want her to shut up and take your pills. So it's really about her breaking out, and getting back in touch with herself and her body. So not taking the pills and then rebelling, at the school pageant by ripping off her prairie dress.
Humor is so healing. It was something new, right? You don't typically do comedy, or do you?
I do. It's just usually darker comedy.
What do you draw from when you're writing films like this?
It's interesting. You guys were talking about triggers today, and I try to use triggers as part of my healing in art. So by my own triggers, by listening to other people and what they're triggered by, by all the things that our friends are going through in relationships, marriages, divorce, whatever it is, people are hurting, and so, but how can we make that into something positive? So that's really what I try to do in my art, get in there and then find a way to
Rip off the parade.
That's right.
We do have to make it, lighten up the triggers, because we all have them. So it's like, if we dig so serious and make them dramatic, all or nothing, so humor is so healing in itself.
Yeah.
Is that the hardest part of a project like this? Is like translating this idea that you have in your head into something that's on the screen that people can instantly relate to? Or what would you say is the hardest part?
Yeah, I think it's like anything in life, you think it's going to be one thing and then it turns into something else, and kind of surrendering to, like that's what it's going to be, you know. They say there's 3 movies, the one you write, the one you shoot, and the one that ends up getting edited. And that's truly like the way it is, because I didn't intend for this film to be so dark, I think. But it was so real that that's just like what happened while we're shooting, you know. So yeah, it takes a form of its own.
What would you say is the overall message to the audience with this film?
I think the overall message is to be brave and standing in your truth, to be authentic to yourself, and it's not always going to go over with everyone around you. And so really trusting in that higher self, that intuition, and being brave enough to be outside the box, whatever that is.
I love that.
What's your truth?
My truth is letting the universe or spirit, whatever you want to call it, work through me, so that I can really help people also shine. I love that about directing. It's truly, it feels like my deeper purpose. Yeah.
How do you tap into that place? Is there anything that you do consistently that allows you to either stay there or get there easily?
Definitely meditating every day, you know. I think when things get hard, you know, you have to really be grace under pressure, you know.
Yes, love that.
Grace under pressure, that is key.
Yeah.
It's a throwback to Grace Under Fire, remember that? Remember that? I didn't want to date myself, but there it is.
But that's what I love about Hollywood, is that I don't think people realize that. You know, they go and see a comedy or something like that, but they don't know that there is messages, and there's profound consciousness coming through in so many ways here in Hollywood now, which is super cool.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
So what are you're most excited about this? That's what's...
I'm totally excited about this. I also just got back from England, where I directed a longer short film called I Won't Say I Love You. And that was really fun because it's a quintessential English rom-com. And we shot in the beautiful Cotswolds, which is, like an hour outside of London. And I just love directing, and I can't wait for the next thing and the feature. And
when you started, did you know or think that you would be this successful? Did you know that you'd make a career out of it? The day you said, hey, this is the thing I want to do, were you sure that you'd make a, you know?
I know, I'm like, wow, it's like I'm having that like moment, like my brain's like exploding. No, I think obviously, like, you know, we have visions and desires, but I think just putting one foot in front of the other. And so it is interesting, kind of like this morning, sitting here and looking back even at a year ago, and it's like, oh, wow, you know. So
incredible, so inspiring.
Well, we're so inspired by you, and it's so wonderful to watch a woman rise in Hollywood. So keep it up, girl.
Thank you.
We need
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Tell everyone where they can find your film and follow your journey.
You can find my film on my website, or at least the trailer, jamieandersonfilm.com. And you can follow me on Instagram at jamieandersonfilm. And I think that's enough handles.
We're wishing you such a wonderful screening.
For sure. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.